When you get to juvenile hall here in California, it's all about gangs. There are tattoos that I have that I've hurt people to earn them. Sad to say, that's very sad to say, but yeah, they needed to be earned. If you can survive in the LA County jail, you can survive in any prison in America. It's worse than prison. LA County jail is wild. I really just wanted to be known. I wanted my gang to be known. There's nothing to gain in that life, period, you know? He had a gun, he gives it to me. And once I heard the whoof of the bat, I knew, okay, he's getting too close, you know? So I finally pulled out the gun. There's things you see on TV that you think, it's make-believe. It's not, it's real. There was some murders that took place at his house. Automatic, it's a 3-on-1. Got beat up by the cops. When I went into court, man, my head was wrapped in bandages from the cops beating me up. And the more you start hearing about things and you hear about your homie got stabbed over here, or he got stabbed in this prison, it's like, it's not a way to live, man. And God started tugging on my heart little by little and pulling me away from it, you know? My whole purpose in life right now is to serve my wife, serve my family, I'm doing all that for God. I want to serve God, if I could, every minute of the day. Zero to 12. It was pretty hectic growing up. My family came from Puerto Rico to New York, from New York to California. And in each case, they were trying to get away from something bad. Age 3, I moved from New York to California, which was my grandparents' decision to get us away from all the drugs and the gangs in New York. What happened over there in New York, my uncle committed suicide. I'm pretty sure that was bothering my grandparents. I didn't know it at the time. It was on my family's mind. We came out here. My grandma and grandpa moved with my older brother. They were out here for about a year or two. Then I came later with my mom. And then 2 or 3 years later, my dad followed. So it was like a little bit of a migration transition, yeah. Once we moved here, I started going to schools out here, and that's where you start learning about the gangs and the bad stuff pretty early.
Do you consider like a juvenile system as a prison system?
Not at all.
So, okay.
Not in California.
Okay.
Like there's high school, there's elementary, there's high school, there's college. When you get to juvenile hall, that's considered elementary. When you get to the county jail, that's like you're learning high school stuff. And when you graduate from high school and go to college is when you get to the prison system. Once you're in the prison system, you're there amongst the big guys, you know? And then once you get to the prison system there and you earn your bones and you hurt people and you stab people and you make it to another section of the prison, then you've graduated.
Okay, so let's start with the elementary school.
So elementary, I guess the first time, I guess it was for tagging. It was for spray painting on some walls with my friends, and we got a bunch of spray paints, about 3 or 4 cans of spray paint. We went to the bargain barn. It's not there no more. It used to be called the bargain barn. We climbed on top of the roof. We were spray painting for hours, man. Hanging over the wall, spray painting, putting our little stupid names that we made for ourselves. And we winded up, I don't know, one of them guys got caught and they told on all of us.
Damn, he snitched.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like just gang graffiti, right?
No, it wasn't gang at all. It was just random, putting our names, you know.
You got busted for that?
We got busted for that. And when I went to court, I remember the judge gave me 5 days, and I cried like a little girl. I really thought like it was the end, like oh, I thought it was the worst punishment ever. After those 5 days, yeah, I got out. It's funny because I was crying in the beginning, and after I got out, I thought I was a big man. After 5 days, man, I thought.
And you were 13 or? Younger?
I was younger than that. Yeah, I was pretty young, man.
So there was really a first class of elementary school.
And when you're in prison, you're with people from San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley, West LA. You're with people from everywhere. So being from I was from a very little gang. Being where I was from at that time, I wanted to start getting the word out there that my gang was serious. We're very serious. You should take us serious, and whatever needs to be done, I'll do it. Whatever, you know, because once you get to prison, juvenile hall, everybody's for themselves. You're all man to themselves, or you're just on your own. When you get to the county jail, that's where you learn, okay, all the Hispanics, we're going to stick together. All the blacks, they're going to sit together, and we don't mingle.
So it's racially divided?
It's very racially divided.
So where would I belong?
Huh?
Where would I belong?
It depends. Well, naturally you're European, so you would probably run with the wood pile. That's what they call them, the woods, the white boys.
How many of them is out there, percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise?
20%?
In LA County Jail, they make up about 2%.
2%?
Yeah, let's say let's say you walk into a building, you're gonna have, the Hispanics were always deeper. The Hispanics were always, we had the most numbers, so there'd be, say 60 Hispanics, maybe 20 blacks. They were a little short too, and maybe 2 or 3 white boys. When new people would come into the building, you want to know, where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? You want to know if there's an enemy in that bunch. And if there's an enemy there, you have to fight with them. So being a little kid, and I was little, I learned how to use my hands, and I learned how to get beat up, and I learned how to beat people up. So after that point, fighting was never nothing to me, bro. It was like, I could get beat up and still laugh at you. Mm-hmm. You could beat me up and I'm still gonna get up and laugh at you. Mm-hmm. Like, there was nothing scary about a fight, a physical fight. It was nothing, man. And that went on all the way into the age of 18.
When you said that you went to arrive, they check like your race, like where you're from and all that. Do they ask you also what are your charges?
Definitely.
Do you have to
That's
answer
the first thing, yeah. Well, in the California prison system, they have, it's called paperwork. Once you get your paperwork, you keep it on you at all times. You don't lose it. You try not to lose it, because that's your ticket to be on the next yard. So when you get to where you're going, if you say, I don't have no paperwork, more than suspicious, you're not going to be there. They're going to remove you. They're going to hurt you, send you to another yard. And then when you get to that yard, they're going to say, hey, where's your paperwork? I don't have it. Boom, 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 boom. You're going to just keep getting removed and getting hurt physically. And when I say removed, it's usually a 3-on-1.
What are some type of charges that people would be like, oh man, you are the man, yeah, you are a big boy, and what are the opposite? Something that you're a piece of shit.
Nobody's ever really gonna be like, oh, you're the man for your charges.
I mean, if
unless you shoot at the cops or something, they kind of glorify that stuff, you know. Like,
is it really true?
They're gonna give you your respect, you know. They're gonna say, you know, he's never getting out, pretty much. He's here forever.
He's never giving out, and that's respectful.
Basically, that's the respect you get, because now you got to understand, if this man is here for shooting at the police, this is his house. He lives here. He's never going home. Me, I have a date. I'm just a visitor. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm just a visitor. I'm just passing through. It could be for 5 years, 8 years. It don't matter.
It's a time.
I have a date. I'm going home. I'm eventually going to go out and have another chance. This man don't. How I wound up to the maximum security or whatever, wound up on level 3s, level 4s, was because when you're going through reception is where you go. It's about Central California. It's a pit stop. It's where they're gonna keep you for a few months, figure out your points. Remember I told you about the point system? It's where they're gonna figure out your point system there. They're gonna figure out a proper place to put you. Well, before I could even get my points for low charges, I should have gone to a low level. I was already getting in trouble. And when you get in trouble, each write-up is 6 points added to your initial points. So between those write-ups and then what ended up happening, I caught a battery on a staff. On one of the guards, yeah, I caught a battery. And once I caught that battery, they gave me 2 years in a shoe, which is jail inside jail. You know, like, I did the 2 years, I got out of the shoe. Naturally, I'm going to a level 4. I wasn't able to go where I was supposed to go. Mm-hmm. So once my points got so high up.
Can we say what was your original charge that get you out there? To prison?
Yeah. Yeah, it was I had a 9mm in a holster. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was a traffic stop.
So it wasn't the carjacking thing?
No, that came later.
Okay.
That was my next term. Okay. After that, the next term, I got addicted to stealing cars. And once you get to prison, they got what's called a no hands policy, meaning like, I can't fight you. If I have a problem with you, you have to get your knife. I got to go get my knife and we have to knife it out. There's no such thing as fighting, unless you're fighting with another race. But even then, people just want to hurt, stab, really initiate harm. You know, there's really no peace there. There's no God in those places. It's just pure
no
evil.
Escape from it.
There's no escape. The more you know, the more you're able to teach other people, which is anything in life, really. The more good you know, you can pass on good to people. The more bad you know, that's how you're going to teach them the more bad.
What is the prisoner and the guard relationship? You have to coexist next to each other.
We have to coexist. For the most part, they respect us. They let people do pretty much stuff. Like if a CO sees you getting tattoos, sometimes they'll look the other way. They don't care. Like, you know, they know we're stuck there. And as a man, you kind of can respect the fact that this man he's here. He ain't going home tonight. You know, so they give us the respect. But then you get the other ones that come in and they're very disrespectful. And
7 years and no female. How do you do that?
That's the rough part.
It's completely unnatural environment for guys.
It's
that many
hard
guys
to be. Yeah, I don't think life was meant. God did not intend us guys to be together like that. You know, and that's when it gets frustrating. But there's nothing you can do really, and so you try not to think about when you're living there and you're actually going through it. You really tend to believe that stuff is okay, and it's really not.
So now just let's wrap all those 70 years. And now all of a sudden you're
It was
out.
like a total of 15 to almost 20 years.
Well, the first 7.
18 to 28 is 10. It was about 15 total. Well,
So-
I mean, combined.
So you did the 7 and everything you add on top of that, you end up doing 15.
Yeah, getting out, coming back, getting out, coming back.
What is the purpose of your life right now? What's the
My
meaning?
whole purpose in life right now, serve my wife, serve my family, I'm doing all that for God. I want to serve God if I could every minute of the day, which I try, you know, and it's somewhat impossible because we do got to go to work. And when I work, I'm doing construction. Dude from the Czech Republic, he came along, he took me under his wing and took me to work and taught me construction and taught me to do things and taught me how to measure and taught me how to cut, taught me how to do things for myself. That was a little life-changing. He might not realize it.
But
to him, it's probably, it's just my worker.
See, and
But to somebody like me,
I see that big conflict. You used to believe being a man means like you have to stab someone, destroy someone's
hurt
life.
somebody, be scary.
And now you see manly things: raising a son, having a wife, do the work, like do construction.
Exactly.
Like this is the manly things, you know. So I'm really glad that you have this perspective on it. That you are not like, oh yeah, we used to gangbang, it was great, you know, all this crap, you know.
Yeah.
That you are able to actually say that the real meaning of the life is something different than being on the street. It's actually no value, and the real values are somewhere else, you know.
All my values lie within God, and through His Son, Jesus Christ, I was able to be forgiven. That's where the forgiveness comes. He'll forgive you of your sins if you come and you approach Him with a humble heart and you ask for forgiveness. He'll forgive you, and the moment you do, you feel it in your heart. It's something real, and the moment I did that, my life has been different. So now that's all I see is work, kids, family, love, peace, kindness, you know, the fruits of the Spirit, patience, you know, self-control, everything that God promises you that you'll have, it's given to me. And now I contain it when I didn't have none of that. I didn't have patience, didn't have peace, didn't have self-control, didn't have love, didn't have none of that. So everything has been reversed.